Talking to the camera today, which I do not feel comfortable doing at all, because I want to talk about a subject that's very close to my heart. This week is Eating Disorder Awareness Week, and okay, I know there is always a week where something is going on, but we tend to only really think about and something strikes a memory for us when that thing or that disease or that accident, whatever it might be, happened to us. So I am not ashamed to say that for 10 years, I think around about 10 years, I suffered, if that's the right word, with anorexia. And I essentially, about 3 years ago, was literally my organs were giving up and I was very, very ill. And it's been a really interesting journey for me as somebody that used exercise to move and burn calories in a very negative way, that I would now be launching a fitness business. But what I can say is that I had some very great treatment, I had some very poor treatment. As with all things, I say in this country, I'm sure it happens in other countries, there are certain charities that are well supported and that are in the media all the time, and then there are charities that struggle because they're not as fashionable or not as well represented by celebrity or whoever it may be. So eating disorders are extremely complicated. There are various different types of eating disorders. I won't go into all of them today. I just want to share a little bit about my personal experience. So moving on to why I'm now creating a fitness business. Throughout my recovery, I would say that moving my body and exercising really helped me mentally. I wasn't somebody that worked well with therapy. I'm too stubborn and bloody minded, so I didn't want to be told by someone what I was thinking or why I had this disease. I just wanted to be able to deal with it in a very positive way. And so for me, the irony behind that, what led to my eating disorder, is actually what also pulled me out of it. So my goal when I was recovering and I was very, very ill, my goal was that I wanted to compete in a bike road race, and I bought this jersey. It was an awful jersey that I just bought online, I even think it was black and white dots, or just I had no idea, and I hung it up in my room. I still kept my running trainers and all my running clothes, even though I was encouraged to get rid of them and break this very bad habit, which, okay, I don't want people to react to this and say that everyone during recovery, certainly with anorexia, should look to exercise to help in their journey. Everybody is different, and for some, exercise is a very punishing tool as part of the disease. Not for everyone, but for some anorexics, it's a part of what fuels their desire to burn calories. So again, I'm not saying this will work for everyone. This is a personal story. We have to say these things, right? So that was my incentive to get stronger, and getting stronger meant gaining weight and facing all those fears of my body changing and letting go of control and being normal and like everyone else. That meant facing all of those fears. Now, anorexia or eating disorders really are a form of addiction. It's you are addicted to numbers, or you're addicted to weighing your food, or you're addicted to how small you're getting. But for us, I say us, I'm classing us as a group, but for some anorexics maybe, it's hard because you're facing your fear every day. The food that you have to face is your biggest fear, and you cannot live without food. So as an addiction, it's a pretty ironic, nasty addiction to have. You have to eat or fuel yourself with the one thing that you fear. And as I said, I turned to my goal of getting stronger, gaining weight, gaining muscle. I seem to mentally be able to turn around fitness and moving my body in a positive way. Now, I didn't exercise for probably about 6 months. Some people can never go back to exercising, it's too addictive. But I am very, again, stubborn and bloody minded, and I knew that as soon as I could start to move my body again, that it would help me mentally, and I'd be able to deal with all these negative thoughts and emotions by just walking again, running a little bit. And so over 3 years I have gained almost 2.5 stone, and I'm back to what would be classed as a normal weight. I'm a product of my lifestyle, so I'm very much a cyclist and a runner. I've achieved those goals. I'm yet to road race on a bike. It's not quite as easy as you'd think it is for many different reasons. But yeah, I was able to use fitness for the positive in my disease, and it goes to show actually that with persistence and motivation, anything is possible. So I came from almost dying to having a very healthy, fit, active, athletic body. It's not perfect, it's not the girls that you see on Instagram. I don't have a six-pack and things wobble, but my husband and I have worked hard on proving to ourselves, he's very much helped me in my journey, that fitness, health, exercise can be and is a very positive influence on someone's life, whatever that looks like for you. So yeah, I guess my reason for doing this is to raise awareness of eating disorders, and when I say raise awareness, look, it's not about donating money or being, giving sympathy or being empathetic, because we are bombarded with that shit every day. It's just being aware. So it's just maybe educating yourself to look out for people around you who might be suffering. It's a very, very complex disease. It's not something that most people can handle on their own. I'm not saying I'm special, I'm saying I'm stubborn and bloody minded. I managed to pull myself through. Equally, I'm older, have more life experience. Eating disorders typically affect younger girls, not always, but it's just being aware, okay? We're all so busy not being aware, not being self-aware in our day, being rude, arrogant, whatever that might be, but just taking time to look outside the box of your own life and realising if someone is suffering in some way. All you can do is offer them help, is to maybe point them in the direction of a website or a phone line, or to go to their doctor. Unfortunately, not all doctors are able to handle eating disorder treatment, but they'll certainly know where to point you. There are some amazing eating disorder clinics in the UK. I was so lucky to visit one for a while until my stubbornness kicked in, and again I needed to do it by myself, but there are some amazing clinics, but equally the waiting times are massive. So the sooner you can get in, get on the waiting list, get help, the better. As with all diseases, the sooner you can get treatment for them, the quicker and easier the recovery will be. Anorexia typically takes 5 to 7 years to recover from, which sounds just ridiculous, right? Because it's more than body. Your body recovers very quickly. Your mind takes a lot longer to catch up. So you're having to break habits constantly. You're having to challenge yourself constantly. You're having to deal with weight gain, throwing clothes away, people's comments. So that's why it takes that much longer. And the less you're able to do that, the greater risk of relapse. So certainly from my own experience, I definitely I relapsed. You gain weight, you start to feel healthier, and then you don't fix up here, so you can't handle comments. If somebody happens to tell you look well, you're like, what the fuck, that means I look fat, and you go back to trying to whatever your habits are, you fall back into them. So typically anorexia takes a long time to recover from, and that's again from personal experience. There's a lot more I could say and go into the details of it, and it's not as if I'm trying to promote our business from something I've been afflicted by, but for me it's a perfect time to raise awareness about eating disorders. You might see some things in the press, who knows, I don't know how well it's covered. I tend not to search for it anymore, but yeah, so maybe take a read, learn a little, notice if someone around you is suffering. If they are, try and help in some way, and equally on the other side, it's realising that you are way more capable than you give yourself credit for, and it's not some like big preachy speech I'm about to give you, it's just from my own personal experience. You can always do more than you think, and I'd like to say that I'm testament to somebody that came from being very, very ill, almost dying, to 3 years later now starting up her own fitness business, to try and encourage others, work with motivated people, and just show that movement, exercise, stretching, to try and achieve what you want to achieve in life is not hard. It takes persistence and resilience, but it's once you start on that journey, whatever that might be, I hate that word, it's so, whatever, but once you start on that journey, you'll realise just how much you are capable of. So it's a video for Eating Disorder Awareness Week, and also obviously my husband and I are launching Peacefit soon, and we're just so incredibly excited. I'm so proud of myself for getting this far. Who knew that 3 years later I would be strong, confident, happy, married, and just about to start a fitness business. So Eating Disorder Awareness Week. Again, just educate yourself, and thank you, and we will see you soon. Peace.